Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is actually not the video that I intended on filming today, but earlier today I found out that Louis Vuitton had increased the prices on a lot of, if not all of their items. And I have quite a few thoughts about this, so I figured I would put together this video talking about my thoughts on this price increase from my perspective as a customer, as well as talk about why I think Louis Vuitton as a company might be implementing this price increase. As well as I wanted to talk about whether I think other luxury brands will likely be following suit in the next couple of months or in the next year once the stores are able to safely reopen. And lastly, I wanted to touch on what I think will be the effects of these price increases on the pre-loved market. So if you're interested in hearing more, then keep on watching. So I'm filming this video on Tuesday, May 5th, and as of earlier today, Louis Vuitton has increased the prices of the items on their website. And I haven't checked every individual item, of course, but from the ones that I did check, the price increases vary from around $40 to $50 to upwards of $100 and even close to $200 in some cases. And of course, some items might have increased by less than the $50 or by more than $200. It really varies. It doesn't seem like there is a set percentage increase across the board. So for example, I had recently purchased the Nano Speedy, which I unboxed in a recent video of mine, and I'll leave that linked up here as well as in the description box below if you're interested in watching it. But I had purchased that bag for $1,130 US, and it is currently retailing for $1,180. So that is a $50 price increase, which isn't too bad. But Louis Vuitton has implemented multiple price increases in the past several months. So even that $50 price increase right now is quite alarming in my opinion. And frankly, I kind of think that this is not the right time to be implementing a price increase. We are still in the middle of a pandemic, and it just kind of rubs me the wrong way if they're implementing a price increase off of the heels of a very recent price increase when the world is kind of not in the best of shapes right now. I just think that even if they had waited a few months before implementing this newest price increase, that would have made it slightly more okay, in my opinion at least. But what do you guys think about this price increase? Do you think it's happening at the wrong time? Or do you think that it's inevitable that they're going to increase prices and you were expecting it all along? So it doesn't matter if they do it now or later, it's all the same to you. Let me know in the comments down below. But I just really don't think this is the right time for it. And I think that it might alienate some of their loyal customers. On the flip side, Louis Vuitton is a business after all. And of course, they want to be making money, not losing money. So I wanted to give you guys some information from Louis Vuitton's parent company, LVMH's first quarter earning report, just to give you guys a sense of their performance in the first quarter of 2020. So as a whole, LVMH's sales have dropped by 15% compared to the first quarter of 2019. And the fashion and leather goods segment hasn't done quite as poorly, but still sales have dropped by 9% compared to the first quarter of 2019. And this is the segment that most aligns with Louis Vuitton's business. So any drop in sales is of course not a good thing, and it's definitely something that they want to make up for in the rest of the year. There has, however, been a lot of growth in online sales. So this shows that people are still buying these items just through different channels. And once the lockdowns got lifted in China, there was a surge in sales there. So definitely the demand for these items from Louis Vuitton are still there. And even though the supply of these luxury goods has fallen, it doesn't quite seem like demand has fallen as much as the supply has. So for this reason, it kind of seems like the right choice for Louis Vuitton to raise the prices on their items, because it seems like people will still be buying them. And of course, doing so will help them recoup some of the lost sales from the first quarter of 2020. And also, a lot of luxury brands do want to give off the impression of exclusivity. So if raising their prices ends up leaving some customers no longer being able to afford these items, or these new prices alienate some of their old customers, then it might not necessarily be that much of a bad thing to them, because they can then claim that it's not something that's being sold to the masses. And that could actually somehow improve their brand image. So really, Louis Vuitton can continue raising the prices however they want to, as long as people are still buying them. And it really is up to us as the customers and consumers to decide if we're willing to pay these prices for these items, or if they're even worth this amount of money. Because honestly, a lot of Louis Vuitton items are just made out of canvas, and is canvas really worth upwards of $1,000 or $2,000? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, will other luxury brands do the same and increase the prices of their items? I honestly think that they definitely will. It really is just a matter of when they decide to implement these price increases. I definitely don't think Louis Vuitton is an outlier, and in the next few weeks we might see price increases at other luxury brands, or they might wait till a month or two after the lockdowns are lifted and stores start to reopen and there's a sense of normalcy again, or they might wait till a new collection drops to put out the collection at a higher price point, as well as increase the prices of their older items. And unfortunately, it might be very hard to even see any of this coming, because the prices will just increase when they do, and us as the customers and consumers might not really expect it coming when it does. And of course, I don't think that the drop in sales at LVMH is an outlier. I definitely think that every company is seeing some sort of decline in sales, whether it is higher than the 15% at LVMH or less than that. And really, they have to make up for that lost revenue somehow. So they really have to figure out a way to try to fix it in the remainder of 2020. And I would say that at first, the online retailers for a lot of these luxury brands were doing sales and discount codes to entice people to continue shopping on their websites. But I think that that has kind of slowed down a lot. I feel like at the beginning of the lockdowns and quarantine, people really pulled back from spending money on these items that were not really necessities. But now I think people are trying to gain a better sense of normalcy in their daily lives. So they might want to purchase a handbag or a pair of shoes here and there, just to give themselves something to look forward to using when they get to leave the house after the lockdowns are lifted. So because people aren't quite as scared and anxious about the beginning of the lockdown and not really knowing what to expect, now I think people might be loosening their pockets a little bit and actually being okay with spending money. So these retailers no longer have to have so many sales one after the other. And luxury brands might be seeing this and realize that they definitely can price their items a little bit higher and people will still be buying them, especially if people are happy and in better moods after the lockdown and are looking to do some retail therapy after so many months of staying at home and not really being able to use these items. They might take the chance and buy something new to be able to use it right then and there, or at least the following day, instead of having to just look at it at home sitting on a couch, which is definitely what I'm doing with a lot of my items right now. So how does this affect the luxury resale market? From what I've seen in the past, whenever a luxury brand raises their prices, the pre-loved market immediately follows and raises their prices by a proportional amount. So if you see something that you really like and you've been wanting for a while, and of course if you have the funds for it, if you find it at a reliable reseller on the pre-loved market, then definitely really consider buying it now before the prices go up in a few months. And if you're thinking of selling one of your items but you don't need the money from the sale right away, then consider holding on to this piece for a few more months, because if the price of this item brand new ends up increasing, if you do end up selling the bag, you're going to be able to get a little more money from that sale. And if you wait for the lockdown to get lifted, you could actually even get a few more uses out of this item before you end up selling it. And who knows, you might end up falling back in love with this item, which also isn't a bad thing. And I've actually sold something in the past a few months before the price of the item brand new ended up increasing by a couple $100s. And this is my Chanel classic flap that I originally bought in the caviar leather. And I sold it when the retail price for the bag brand new was the same as when I purchased it. And if I had waited a couple of months, that price would have increased by $400 and I would have gotten a little bit more money from it when I did decide to sell it. But you never know when the price increases are going to happen until it does. But this is kind of one of those situations when you can kind of foresee that there will be a price increase. So it definitely is a good idea to at least consider waiting a little bit. That is it for this video, talking about my thoughts on the most recent Louis Vuitton price increase during this global pandemic, and what do I think will happen as far as price increases at other luxury brands as well as on the pre-loved luxury market. I really hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please do give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about all of these topics that I discussed today? What do you think about Louis Vuitton implementing this price increase right now? And what do you think will be the effect of this on the luxury resale market? Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, definitely do consider subscribing. I upload new videos every single Thursday on luxury, fashion, and style tips for the working woman. And do also hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new uploads. And I'll leave 2 videos up on the screen for you to watch next. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.